I'm working on a dream. And the cards I've drawn to rough and dark, I straighten my back in. I'm working on a dream. 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 And the cards I've drawn to rough and dark, I straighten my back in. I'm working on a dream. I'm working on a dream.
Delighted to introduce Tadhg Buckley. Tadhg is an agricultural specialist with AIB, and he's also farming in a very wetland area, the Duhallow Clays. So Tadhg will say that for people on heavy land, what would your outline advice be, would say, at the moment?
Thanks, Michael. I suppose the first thing I would say is that 2013 is proving to be, it goes without saying, be a particularly difficult year for I suppose all farmers, but farmers on heavier clays have been significantly more badly affected. And I suppose in terms of looking at 2013 relative to 2012, 2012 was quite a difficult year, but really it was only the second half of 12 that the issues really started to bite in terms of weather. So really the last 12 months have been very, very difficult, and the last 12-month period relative to the 12-month period before, even though milk price will probably average quite similar for the similar 12-month periods, we're looking at a dramatically more difficult period because of the costs of production, which are probably up 15% plus over the same period. In terms of what we're looking at for milk price for this year, you're looking at, we'd estimate around €200 a cow more revenue in terms of milk sales, but I think farmers on heavier ground already have probably worked through that cost. In terms of what are the options available to farmers from a financial point of view, well, there's, I suppose, and this goes without for any type of farmer on any type of ground, if they do find themselves under financial pressure, there are, I suppose, a few options, and it depends on how long it's going to take the farmer to overcome their current financial issues. If it's a relatively short-term problem, the option of increasing their farm overdraft or taking out a seasonal stocking loan is a good option, particularly if they think that they can rectify the issue by maybe within the next 9 to 12 months. If it's longer than that, then really you are looking at taking out what we call hardcore debt out onto a term loan. Hardcore debt would be really borrowings or, I suppose, funds inside an overdraft or a stocking loan that are not going to clear out within 12 months, or money owing to a co-op or merchant which really will not be cleared from trading. If that's not going to clear from trading within a 12-month period, really farmers are going to have to look at the option of taking that out and putting it out over a medium term, and we have a fund available at the moment which allows farmers to put the cost of that over a 3-year term. The other option that could be looked at maybe to help cash flow is looking at interest only for a period, switching loans from capital interest to interest only. It's a good option, but in terms of financial, to reduce the outgoings, but it has to be said that farmers need to look at what rate they're paying at the moment and look at the potential issues in the medium term of switching to interest only, because in the short term they could save but end up paying significantly more interest in the medium term. But that will depend on what the interest rate is on the loan currently. There are some options that that farmers could look at, and I suppose really we would say that relative to 2009, I think 2013 is still going to be a better year. The milk price is significantly higher than it was in 2009, and although costs have increased a lot, particularly with the unit cost of fertiliser and feed, I would still think that it should turn out to be a better year than 2009, and farmers did trade through 2009, so I have every confidence that farmers will trade through 2013 also. I suppose one thing that needs to be kept in mind is that farmers that do find themselves in difficulty, I think it's important that they make early contact with their bank, because really there is no point in ignoring the issue or maybe hoping and maybe thinking that the best thing is not to actually approach their bank about it. The earlier that you approach your bank, the easier it is for them to make sure that you get through the difficulties you're in with as little issues in terms of credit as possible. I suppose going to your bank when you're in the middle or of a significant cash flow crisis or problem, it makes it much more difficult for the bank to try and alleviate that issue. So really, what we will be saying is it's important to talk to your bank as early as possible. Banks do understand the issues that farmers are going through at the moment. They're well aware of the fodder and I suppose the other problems that have been around over the last 12 months. They do understand that this is a short-term issue and that they need to work with farmers to allow them to trade through the current difficulties and benefit and get back on an even keel and back to trading profitably and allowing them to